5 miles per hour.
New York, the city of lights, dreams, and endless energy. But this week, it fell silent, swallowed by rising water and fear. Heavy rain hammered the city hour after hour. It wasn't just a storm. It was nature breaking through steel and concrete, turning the city that never sleeps into one that couldn't breathe. A massive low-pressure system swept through the northeast, unleashing torrential rain that overwhelmed drains, subways, and neighborhoods. By Thursday afternoon, entire blocks were underwater. Airports shut down. Highways disappeared beneath the flood. And amid the chaos, tragedy. 2 lives were lost. One of them, a man who went back inside his flooded basement to save his dogs. He never came out again. A friend, Akiva, stood nearby, heartbroken. "He was pure," he said quietly. "He didn't need much. He was a giver, not a taker." Around him, neighbors cried as rescue teams pumped water from their homes. Every drop of rain brought new fear. One woman said, "Every time it rains, my heart races, because I know what's coming next." Across the city in Washington Heights, another life was taken. A 43-year-old man was found unresponsive in a flooded boiler room. Despite desperate efforts, it was too late. New York has faced hurricanes, blizzards, and blackouts, but the floods of 2025 remind us of something deeper. We can rebuild our streets, but it takes longer to rebuild hearts. A tragic scene unfolded in New York City. Emergency crews pulled a man from a flooded boiler room, but it was too late. He was pronounced dead at the scene. What's happening to New York? The city that never sleeps is drowning, literally. Relentless rainstorms have turned streets into rivers, trapping cars and cutting off entire neighborhoods. Videos from across the city show vehicles with water climbing halfway up their tires, while pedestrians struggle to wade through knee-deep floods. Storm spotters reported chaos everywhere. Even major routes like the George Washington Bridge and the JFK Expressway had to shut down as floodwaters took over the lanes. Rain poured for hours, right through the evening rush. Social media lit up with clips of water gushing into subway stations, pooling at car bumpers, and turning streets into lakes. Mayor Eric Adams summed it up simply: our city's sewer systems just weren't built for this kind of rainfall. And he's right. New Yorkers still remember the horror of 2021, when basement apartments became death traps, claiming 11 lives during a flash flood. Now, those fears are back. Police and firefighters were out in force. In Brooklyn, officers pulled one person from a car submerged on Smith Street. In Midland and Riverdale, the water reached car door heights. At LaGuardia Airport, rainfall hit record speeds, 1/4 of an inch in just 7 minutes, and over an inch in less than an hour. The National Weather Service issued a flash flood warning across the city until 5:30 p.m. Eastern. Cars were left floating, homes were drenched, and for many New Yorkers, it feels like the storms just keep getting worse. As the city struggles to stay above water, one question remains: how much more can New York take? New York City faced chaos today as relentless rain brought life to a sudden halt. The Long Island Expressway had to be shut down near Springfield Boulevard in Queens, both directions completely flooded. Across the city, fallen trees and submerged streets turned daily commutes into a nightmare. The downpour didn't just hit the roads. it also wreaked havoc on the skies. At JFK, LaGuardia, and Newark airports, travelers faced massive delays. We're talking 3 to 4 hours on average. This intense weather was part of a massive low-pressure system sweeping across the Northeast and Mid-Atlantic, dragging strong winds along with it. Coastal areas in New Jersey and Delaware remain under wind advisories, while gusts elsewhere are picking up speed, but thankfully staying below 25 miles an hour.
Good thing we didn't get out and walk. Holy cow.
Unfortunately, the storm turned deadly. 2 lives were lost, one in Brooklyn and another in Manhattan, as between 1 and 3 inches of rain drenched the tri-state area in just a few hours. According to the National Weather Service, this storm shattered multiple daily rainfall records. LaGuardia saw over 2 inches of rain. Newark Liberty reported nearly 2, and even Central Park was close behind. But here's what really shocked residents. That rain was expected to fall gradually over 8 hours. Instead, it unleashed its full fury in just 20 minutes, starting around 3:50 p.m. That's according to New York City's Emergency Management Agency. And because the city had been in a drought, streets were already lined with dry leaves and trash. When the floodwaters came, all that debris rushed straight into the drains, clogging them up and making the flooding even worse. It was a perfect storm of nature and neglect, and New Yorkers were left scrambling to stay dry, stay safe, and stay patient. Between 3 and 5 p.m., the city was hit by the worst of the flooding. According to FloodNet, the group that tracks more than 250 flood sensors across New York, the hardest hit neighborhoods were Flatbush and Hollis in Queens, the same areas that saw deadly flooding back in 2021 after Hurricane Ida. This time, floodwaters rose nearly 2 feet high, swallowing cars and flooding basements. Bushwick in Brooklyn and parts of East Flushing also took a heavy hit as streets turned into rivers within minutes. It's a harsh reminder, floods can, and do, take lives right here in New York City. Stay safe out there, and watch our latest coverage for more updates. Top Arrow.